America, and welcome to Invent America, because America invents.
This episode of Invent America TV is brought to you by America's Inventor Lady and Home Talk USA. Home Talk is a proud member of the King's Broadcasting Network and has been bringing to you the best of America's home-based product innovation since 1998. This segment of Invent America TV is brought to you by the law offices of R.P. Baraska. RPB law offices have been bringing corporate-level legal expertise to the independent inventor community for more than 20 years. For all your inventing legal needs, trust rpblawoffices.com.
Sponsor for this segment is Noah McNeely with Product Quick Start. Noah is a fabulous engineer, manufacturing setup guy, where he actually will do the manufacturer's prototype. There's a lot of variations to get to that, but then he takes it from manufacturer's prototype to the proper manufacturer. And we've had a lot of inventors use him. We see their products at ASD Market Week and in the marketplace. So I've worked a long time with Noah, and he is wonderful at helping our inventors get from mind to market. So my guest right now is Mercedes Main. And Mercedes, tell everybody what I could tell them what you invented, because I thought it was pretty cool, but I'd rather have our listeners hear it from you, and then give them your website so they know where to go get it.
Sure. Hi, Rita. So my invention is actually something that I'm sure everybody can relate to. The way to organize your tapes and rolls of wires and such things. I'm sure that if you go into anybody's home, you open their drawers, there is a drawer that is like random tapes in there. And then if you need something, you inevitably never find the one that you need because it's somewhere else. So you can find it. So you end up with even more tapes to organize. So I ran into this problem myself during COVID, actually, because I was trying to set up my home shop. And I didn't know how to organize all my tapes. I ended up with thousands of rolls. So what I did, I created this little device that has 2 plastic pegs and 3 wooden dowels. And this particular one mounts into a pegboard, which are those plywood boards that have holes in them. You mount it in there, and then you put your tapes in there. I'm gonna get it close a little bit so you can see it. But anyway, so once you have them in there, you can see exactly what you have. You can go grab them and put them back after you're done with them. So this is my invention, and it's called Peggy. And you can go and find it on peggyback.com. So Peggy is PEGGY back, BACK.com. That's a little play word on the, piggyback, in this case, Peggy, because it goes on the pegboard.
I thought it was really cute when I went to your website and took a look, and it's like, okay, well, that makes a lot of sense. So folks, if when you're listening on the radio, obviously you can't see the sample. So go to the website, piggyback.com, and take a look, because once you see it, it's like, oh, Lordy, I need one of those. Because, Mercedes, I get exactly what you're saying. We've got rolls of tape downstairs and upstairs and in the laundry room and the utility and in the garage and all of these, different types of utility tapes. And when my husband says, oh, do we have a roll of this? And it's like, yeah. Somewhere,
probably
somewhere, let me see what I can find for you. And, you're right. Then you go through drawers, and it's stuck to this and it's stuck to that. And so it makes a difference. So how did you, what's your story, Mercedes?
Yeah.
How did you come up with this?
So actually I'm a product developer. I have a background in engineering. So we get a lot of people that come to us with ideas. And what we do, we take those ideas, we turn them into products. And we go through that prototyping stage with a lot of, hand making. And so we have a shop, and in that shop, we have a lot of this, tapes and, vinyl and wires, things that are in rolls. And we have a big shop. So we have plenty of room to, display and, and then store our tapes. After COVID happened, I ended up working from home, and I still needed to make this physical products from home. And so I started setting up my own shop. I don't have the storage space that I have at my, work. So I had to figure out a way to organize my shop very, with much less space. And that's where I started figuring, like, what am I going to do? Where am I going to put my tapes? Where am I going to put my wires? So I started looking for what's out there, what's available, and I couldn't find it. So I started thinking, and I, figured out, I have a bunch of pegboards, because that's how my shop is set up. Like, how can I put them on my pegboard in a way that's very efficient? And this is where the idea came from. So I did it. I set it up, and I set it up in my shop at my work as well. And people liked it. We had clients that would come in and comment on it. And that's where I'm like, well, maybe we should try to see if we can sell this. If people like it, it doesn't exist. Let's see if we can sell it. So, what we started doing, actually, we started 3D printing them first, then we put them on Etsy and started getting some feedback, started selling them, started getting some feedback on size and colors, what people liked. And after about a year or so of doing that, we committed to getting a tool, an injection molding tool. So that's a pretty good investment. I mean, you're talking,
Oh yeah.
on the tool size, you're, tens of thousands of dollars in investment in there. So it was helpful to have a little bit of feedback from the market before investing in that. And that's when we make the commitment when we do the product development, we are all over the place in terms of where it's being made. Some is made in US, some in China, some in Vietnam, some is a combination of all of that. Having all of that background, we made a commitment. We're going to make this. This is going to be made in US, every part of it. So, and then we were faced with making the tool, and we were like, we want to make it in US. That is going to be an expensive tool. So we started shopping it around, and we decided to make the tool in China, but we brought it in US. So the tool is in US, and from then on, every single piece of this product is made in United States, even from like the plastic that holds the product that you find in store or online.
Yeah.
So
That's great.
so that's where the product came, and that's how it kind of ended up on on online now. And outside of just 3D printing, we don't 3D print. We still did do some 3D printed versions of it, but it is we have it injection molding, and it's much stronger and ready to be for much higher volume production.
So, well, congratulations. Really, that's a wonderful story, and we are hoping that we can help you get it out there. So, let us know what we can do. If you can join us at ASD Market Week, that would be wonderful. And, we've got Wendy is on with us next, Wendy Short with Float No More. She went to ASD Market Week with us last year and had a very good show, and actually now has product in the States. And her story was just there was no way it could be made in America at that point. So, now she's looking at, what are the options? Now options are changing pretty gradually. And then
Yes.
Stephanie is on with us, and she is our VP of Buyer Relations. So we've got a lot of, good contacts and experience going and helping people show the product. So everybody, stick with us. We're going to be right back with Wendy Short. We want you to all go out there and buy that Float No More for Christmas, because it's an awesome Christmas gift. And we want to let you know that if you've got an inventor out there, someone that, a neighbor, a friend, a relative, and they're going through that, getting a product from Mind to Market, let them get in touch with us, because, we've got meetings, we can answer questions. We've got industry experts all over the place, vetted patent attorneys if you need one. So you know what? Give them our information. We are happy to help. So stick with us, everybody. We will be right back for another segment of Invent America.
This segment of Invent America TV is brought to you by SearchQuest Patent Search. SearchQuest provides for a comprehensive patent search that searches the entire world and not just the U.S. Patent Office. Make sure that before you spend those big bucks having a patent written, you've done your due diligence by getting a comprehensive patent search. Use SearchQuestPatents.com for all your patent search needs. They scour the world for you.
And thank you so much for being with us for this segment of Invent America, because America invents. It's really fun when I've gotten to meet some of these different providers and, the different inventors and products that I have purchased. And speaking of products I own, all right, I have a Float No More. And eventually I will have, one of those piggybacks too, because, I got tape all over the place. But Wendy is our guest right now. She invented Float No More and realized, last year when we were at ASD Market Week, there was a lot of interest in this product, wasn't there, Wendy?
Yes, there was. There was a lot of interest, a lot of talk. I got a lot of information from it. I really did. It was a great show.
Tell our listeners, what is it? And why should they have one for Christmas gifts?
Yeah, 'tis the season, isn't it? Float No More. It's a patent pending product. It's an innovative weight belt that actually anchors you in place in a hot tub. It allows you to have a more enjoyable and a relaxing experience in your hot tub. So I've always floated away. When I get in a hot tub, I float away, especially if I'm on a lounger. If I'm in a deep seat, they say, "Oh no, you won't." And it's like, "Oh yes, I will." So this is an accessory that keeps us relaxing and perfectly anchored in our hot tubs and not floating away from your jets. So you don't have to anchor yourself, sit on your legs, push against another seat, put your arms behind over the rim of a hot tub. So those that will benefit most from this are going to be those that struggle to sit comfortably in a hot tub.
Yes, well, I can raise my hand to that. And I'm always
Yes,
holding on to the back and I'm on my toes trying to stay in front of the jet that's supposed to be helping me relax. Yeah,
exactly.
yeah. I don't know that I've ever been in a hot tub to relax. I get in because I have company, and the company wants to get in, and they want to have a glass of champagne while they're sitting in the hot tub. Or if I go to my daughter's and they want to have a glass of champagne, and I'm still holding on for dear life.
Are you holding on now, though?
No, I'm not, because I have a float no more and it holds me in place so I can actually, talk with both hands or drink a glass of champagne if I want to, because I don't
It
have to
does
hold on
work.
for dear life. Yes, it's
Yes.
amazing. And I think a lot of that is, when people don't, unless you're a floater, you don't realize you don't relax in a hot tub because you're floating away.
Very true. It's only when you float away that all of a sudden you get frustrated and you start make shifting, and then it's like, why isn't there a product out here like that? Well, there is now.
Well, and a therapist says, oh, go sit in a hot tub and relax. Yeah, right. If you're
Yeah.
floating away, you're not relaxing.
No, not at all. So
Now, when your therapist says, in fact, you know what, therapists out there, if you've got clients that complain about floating away, you should buy these for them for Christmas, so that, they can use them and then take your advice and say, oh, Miss Therapist, you were amazing. And thank you so much for that Christmas gift. Right, Wendy?
exactly.
We are
Yes.
going to sell
Everyone
these
should
for
have one.
Christmas. Yes. We are going to sell these for Christmas. Absolutely. So, what's your story, Wendy? How did you, besides the fact that you always floated away, how did you get from this is crazy, I'm floating? How did you get to then float no more?
Well, I started with a very rough prototype. It looked very ugly. I used it for myself, and I was happy. That's all I wanted was just one.
That's all you
but
needed.
this
Yeah.
that's all I needed. But it kind of morphed because I had a friend that came in and she said, "Hey, I float too. Can I have one?" And it's like, "No, this is mine, but I'll make you one." And from there, my family wanted one. They have a hot tub. So I kind of got to thinking maybe there's something to this. So with the help of folks like you and maybe John at Fruition Labs, you guys have helped me with all the steps needed to get to market. And there's a lot, but it took time to develop the prototype, the product, the box, the marketing, UPC code, all the way to sourcing the manufacturer and the shipper. So I was able to actually receive my product right after it was successfully made. So it's been about, honestly, a year and a half journey just to get it to market by doing all
Yeah.
the right stuff.
It's been because you were at ASD Market Week with your rough prototype a year ago, March. And so then you
Yes.
were getting ready to go ahead and do get things going and
Hmm.
get your prototypes done, file some additional intellectual property. And so now this March coming up will be 2 years.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. And I forgot to put all that in there. There's a whole new chapter of patents. Your patent pending, but that just doesn't mean you sit around and wait for them to say yes. Usually it's not that easy.
No, no. And you don't want to do that. You don't want to sit around and wait for, yeah, you got to stay on track and understand what's going on and what the options are. We've got one lady now, and she's got a very weak patent on the design of something. Her stronger patent is going to be on how it's made.
Mhm.
And
Yes.
we've had inventors do that where they get their patent going and pending, but the strongest one is on how it's made or the equipment to make it. And that gives them stronger protection. So it's an interesting ride whether you're on a roller coaster or floating around in a hot tub. There's always challenges that come up. And as soon as you think, okay, we're good, then there's a new challenge that, says, oh no, here I am.
Exactly.
So where does someone go to find you, Wendy?
Yes, so glad you asked. I'm online at my website, floatnomore.com. I'm also advertising on TikTok, Instagram. I'm looking into selling on Amazon, but I'm not totally there yet. But I do plan to stop by hot tub stores, work it in as needed. It's a great accessory for hot tubbing and even upselling their own hot tubs for the woman or the man that says, I don't like that because I float away. Well, guess what? We have a solution for that now. So all of these will be in time for the hot tub season, and it'll make a great Christmas present for those of you that know that you have a hot tub or know somebody that does have a hot tub.
That's true. So what's your ultimate goal, Wendy? I mean, where do you want to get to with the product?
Ultimately, I'd love to license the product. That's what I would like to do. Until then, I work until, I work at the shops. I try and get it on the shelves at stores and hot tub manufacturers and accessory dealers. But my ultimate goal is license.
All right. So tell our listener, what is the difference between, because they always hear startup and, there's always this magic dance about startups, the difference between being a startup and licensing.
Well, the difference I would assume would be, I'm not going to assume all of this. You might be able to add a little bit of your expertise on this, but I do know licensing takes it basically out of my hands and puts it into a larger company that will take on the manufacturing, the selling, the legal, the patents, the everything. The only thing I hold is the intellectual property to it.
So very good explanation. You get an A+ for the fact that you've been listening to me, because
I've been listening to you.
You have been. When you license it, you're exactly right. A company that's got access to all of those potential buyers, all right, they take over the manufacturing and the marketing and the heavy lifting, product liability insurance, any infringement on the intellectual property. Whereas if you're a startup, the only time you go to the bank is to take more money out of the bank.
That's very true.
When you license it, you get to go make a deposit into your account because they send you a royalty check every quarter. And that is, for a lot of inventors, the big difference between licensing and startup. So we want to be able to help more inventors get to that licensing stage. So the big company is doing the hard work and you get to go to the beach.
With that, yes, that'd be wonderful.
Or sit in a hot tub. Or sitting
with my float more. I'll keep one.
Your float. Yeah, there you go. There you go. And when a friend comes over and they say, "Oh, I want one," you can say, "Here, you go to the website and you can buy one, or let me give you a bucket of sand."
There you go.
Yeah.
I think I'd rather have the product.
Yes, you might have to keep an extra one just in case. So everybody stick with us. We are going to be back with our industry expert, Stephanie Beringhala. She is from ASD Market Week, and she's going to talk about what it's like to get some of these products to the marketplace. In the meantime, we're going to go pay some bills, and we want to do a big shout out to King Broadcasting for having Invent America on the Home Talk USA team. Thank you. Be right back.
Hi, this is a training pull-up for little boys, and it's a great product to use. It makes it easy for the parent and the child when learning how to potty train. The coolest part about the product is that you don't have to take the child's pants all the way down every time that they need to use the restroom. You can just open this part here, and the child can tinkle through here, and it makes it easy for the parent and the child. It's a great product, and I cannot wait until it hits the market.
Thank you so much for being with us for this segment of Invent America. Our guest is Stephanie Beringhala from ASD Market Week. She is our VP of Buyer Relations. Stephanie, thanks for being with us today.
Always an amazing time being with you. So thanks for having me.
So we are looking forward to ASD Market Week. And I know that, as we're getting teed up, I've got a gentleman, he's asked for your contact information because he wants to ask you about, those industry experts that are coming to the show. So share with everyone, who are those industry, experts, those buyers, suppliers that come to do business?
So it's our differentiator with all the other markets that are out there. ASD brings a little something of everything. We are the variety and the spice of life. So distributors, small retailers, big retailers, travel centers, truck stops, convenience stores, grocery stores. We have it all. So that's what makes this so fun. And they are experts because they live and breathe the retail space. So that's who you can expect to meet.
Well, and it's wonderful because, like you've said in the past, as an innovator section, where we've got 1,000 square feet right at the front now, and people know what's already out there. They want to see what's new.
New is gold, and everyone is on the quest for that lovely gold that they can put in their stores. So, yes, new is something that everyone's always talking about, and it's the main reason why people come to the show.
It is. So why is ASD Market Week a premier show for inventors who are in that early stage? Sometimes they've got inventory, sometimes they don't.
So, I think, and I'm going to wrap it up with you. I think what you guys do so well is that you really embrace the mentality of there's powers in numbers, and you allow these eventers to tell their authentic story about the why did they create it, what's the vision behind it, and they get to be in a secure booth where then they get to just have conversations with retailers from all over. So they get such great insights. So I would say that for ASD Market Week, again, you're going to see such a breadth of retailers that come through, but you're going to be protected by this little micro community that you guys have created so that it's safe and people don't have to spend a lot of money, but they get a lot of bang for their buck.
Well, and it was interesting because when Wendy went with us, she was, I don't know what to say. It's like, we're going to tell you what to say. I don't know what to do. We're going to show you what to do. And so we really help the inventors navigate a scary place when they haven't been before.
It's a boot camp. Yeah. Wendy went through the boot camp, so she knows all about it and she speaks so eloquently about her product. You know, she loves it. She believes in it. And I'm sure having 3 days of solid conversations where people said, "What is this? What do you do?" It definitely helps the conversation.
It certainly does. And we see so many of the inventors who are going with us. And they buddy up. I mean, I've had people say, after 3 days standing next to this person, they're one of my best friends.
Yeah.
Didn't even know them before. And it's like, okay. And so, everybody is setting up together. Everybody tears down together. Everybody's looking out for everybody else. And it's like, can you watch my booth? I need to go and get something to eat. Can you watch my table? I need to go and use the restroom. And it does make a difference when you go as part of a team, especially when you've never been there before.
It takes the scaries away and it just reinvigorates you of like, why am I here? Oh, that person's going to be your bestie and say, this is why we're in it together, and they'll help guide you. And I love that.
Well, and this show is a little bit different in the fact that you've changed the days. So now it is a middle of the week, a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
We are very aware of prices, and in Vegas, we love Vegas, but we know it's a little expensive over there. So by moving the dates, it allows some of the smaller retailers that Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday format, and that allows the price of the hotel rooms to go down. So we're very bullish about this move and excited to see how the market responds to it.
So that's great. Now I noticed you changed the location around a little bit, so it's not in the same floor as it used to be. What's new?
Our feet are going to feel so amazing because construction is finally done at the convention center. So now we have one main grand lobby. You're going to pick up your badge and then you either go over into Central Hall or you go over to North Hall, but everything is centralized. So it's going to be easy for buyers to navigate and for them to discover. So their curious minds get to go say, what can I find at this market? So we're very excited about it.
Well, and interesting that you brought that up because where our booth is, we can see the badge pickup.
Oh,
we are right there by the badge pickup. So that is going to be just wonderful for all of our inventors because everybody is going to go right there.
Amazing.
And, that was, just the team that helps us go through all of this and say, all right, this is what we're doing, and you guys are great in the way you help us and in the support that we get and being able to take, the new products there so that everybody can vote for the innovation award. It's a wonderful experience for our inventors. And, last year when they went, everyone who had inventory sold it all.
And let me just say, secrets don't make friends at this show. If you've got an amazing product, I am nosy. I want to hear all about it. And we have a lot of free marketing available through different channels that gets you directly involved with the different buyers. So Rita's going to have the rundown, but if you're planning on coming out, sharing is caring, and we want to get the word out there.
So we will start posting products so that any of your clients and buyers will be able to start going and seeing them next week. We are probably halfway filled up with the number of inventors that we will take. So we'll take 32, and we've got about half the spots, picked. So it's going to be a wonderful opportunity for folks to get their products out there. And so they're going to be calling you, Stephanie, and they're going to be saying, all right, this is my product. Who are the buyers that we might be able to get this in the hands of sooner rather than later?
Love it. And provide pictures. And again,
Yes.
your story so that we can communicate it. That's the best way to do it. If you don't have a good photo or a website where we can also direct them, if you're not there, that's okay. But a photo and a story goes a long way.
It does. It does. So, I want to thank you for being with us today. We are so looking forward to seeing you out there. Again, if you know somebody that's got a product and they want to share it, have them get in touch with me so that we can get them on the team for ASD Market Week. And we want to be just so grateful the fact that we've got Stephanie on that side, and we've got our dear fearless leader on the other side, Michael King, who allows us to present all of these wonderful stories on Home Talk USA. Thank you, Michael. Thanks, everyone, for joining us today. We will be back next week with more stories on getting products from mind to market. We will have new inventors and industry experts. So join us and have a wonderful week.